behind the start line. All coping very... Where are we? Oh, Tim down.
Double 5.
It was absolutely... Look way down early. So Roberts. Sean Lovegrove still going steadily. Sean down in about 6th place, but Mick Carter 117 is there in 3rd. So at the end of the 3rd lap, it is Adrian Cox from Keith Barnes from Mick Carter. Endeavouring to fire up that seat, going on the wide line out of the corner and accelerating and pulling a massive wheelie. Ricky Better there working absolutely tirelessly with that. I think had to withdraw the bike out of the rut here, or physically lift it out. Phil Roberts just gone through. There's Gareth Challoner. Sean Tim Manton squaring up on this final corner and didn't see whether that was a tumble or... Oh! Richard Warner's got the CJ going again. It didn't want to fire back. Yeah. Keep going, Rich. You could be in the points if you keep going to the end. Don't think he's heard that. At least he stayed on circuit, so where's Wayne now? Still in 10th? Thereabouts. 9th. Moved up 1 place to 9th, but under threat of lapping from Adrian Cox and Keith Barnes. Adrian said he was... Oh, Keith, just stop here, front wheel stuck in the rut. He's in gear. That isn't going to start like that, Keith. So now it's Chris Keller who will have moved up to 2nd place. And pushing Adrian Cox, but just caught it wrong on this final corner, and Ricky Better gets earlier. Fighting back from that first lap mishap. Chris absolutely covered from head to toe in mud. Well, it's very much a survival of the fittest, and strangely enough it's that downhill that causes much trouble there with 2 riders tangling. They're foot slogging down the hill. General off-road experience to cope with these conditions. Wayne struggled with it yesterday. But still needs to keep it on the island for 5 laps. and that in fact is turning out to be quite an endurance. So number 17, Wayne Butt. Well, Jay Frost has got himself up and walked away. Well done, Jay. You all worked tremendously hard there for that race, and Butt coming under pressure down the hill, spectacular pressure, but Rick Defoe, Rick who was flying yesterday, but Wayne Butt, who tucked by on the inside and has gone. Here we come. We've got a new leader now, and it's a 4-stroke, which 204. Matt Stevenson, Wayne has slid off on the last corner, so it's Rick Defoe through in second spot. So Matt Stevenson. This, like all the rest of the race, solo race program, is over 5 laps. It looks as though the eager sidecar beavers are down at the bottom of the pit box, if there are any other of the sidecar brigade who want to come out. Would they get to the pit box shortly? Thank you. Now, where's our leader, Matt? That suited bike for the terrain, but without question it's got to be risky. And Matt, certainly quick down the hill. Rick Defoe, number 1 in second spot. Matt Stevenson winding that HPF Honda up to the hill. Rick Defoe with a 490 Mico. Marshall 158 through in third, and it's Wayne Butt number 17, 4. Coming into the last S's, but The one good thing can be said about it, falling on the Rick Depot. Possibly a little closer, I would say. And this is lap 3, so there's still almost half the race to go. The battle for third is warming up between Wayne Butt and Christian Marshall. Rick Defoe's still there in second. Wayne having to use his roll-off there to get a vision. So there is a race, most definitely a race going on here for the third position. Christian Marshall, beautiful.
The castle races after the sidecar. So we'll first of all be running the King of the Castle solo race. So any riders, solo riders that do want to try this circuit once again today, we can come out in the King of the Castle race and be the champion of this testing circuit for 2012. Thank you.
Matt Stevenson through for the 4th time, so on to his last circuit. Rick Defoe keeping it respectable and not too far adrift. Matt cannot afford to make any mistake. I won't say silly mistake, because nothing can be termed that on the circuit such as it is. But Matt seems very comfortable out there in front. Rick Defoe, but what about this third place battle between Christian Marshall and Wayne Butt? That looks like Wayne. Is it Wayne coming into view first, or is that Christian? Now it's Christian Marshall, still number 158, still holding on to third. Wayne Butt, number 17, is full.
Go back to
That's Chris Nunn, number 89, and 24 Martin. Joel who's suffering under the birth of his father here at the finish line. But let's watch this leaderboard battle. It looks as though Matt Stevens very comfortable there. Matt Stevenson, HPF Honda, perhaps missing a little on the bottom. Joel not going to get his weight well back on that little Yamaha. That's the third. 5-lapper or 3-lapper? 4.
Okay, we're just talking to Andy Cart here. I understand there are some sidecar crews that do want to go out in the sidecar King of the Castle race to be the kings of the castle and the sidecar crew.
That Wasp has got a lot of power as well. And I do feel that he expects the rain again. I can't believe it. Oh.
In the bag.
Just a reminder that we are going to be having a presentation, so if you could hang around for that, it would be much appreciated. It will be in the marquee, sort of 10 minutes after the conclusion of this Sidecar King of the Castle race, so we will be having a presentation with the trophies and awards in the marquee, so if you please could hang around. Also, I think Colin may have mentioned it earlier, we are quite a small club, so at the conclusion of this race, if anybody can stop around and just help us get sort of the track down, rope stakes, the barriers, any help would be much appreciated. Thank you.
Number 18, clearly in this lead of this 2012 King of the Castle Sidecar title race. And whilst those boys are away from the spectator area, as it were, and losing out to Arthur Walton as they came up behind the start line. Pelling and Neil Bann from Guildford that are well, these leading crews are putting on a spectacle for us. Where's Simon? Is that Simon? Yes, Simon. And Pelling moves forward. The passenger perhaps just a little too heavy on the bike and they upended it, but going again is not too sure whether they kept their motor going. They did. So it's caused some of the solos difficulty, so let's just see how they cope. Simon Chell left into the air, now on chucking Joe out of the back, I think. Andy Carter looks as though he's fallen foul of the hill. Now, those big twins absolutely sounding tremendous as their exhaust note echoes through the valley. The V-twin, the car passenger just a little bit heavy on the bike as they came down that hill to the U-bend. They're now out of her sight into the front again, using that V-twin power to the maximum. They're on their fourth lap, so next time Arthur Walton from Oxford, Steve Burge incidentally from over at Chew Magna, so not terribly far away.